Hello everyone and welcome to Economicspedia and into today's discussion as well. The topic says boycotting Chinese goods or risking Indian market or Indian economy. Well, we all know that Indian government has put on a decision of banning 59 Chinese apps. Now due to this decision, most of the people are happy or rather to say satisfied. In according to them, most people are thinking that this is a step towards boycotting of Chinese goods. Well, it is not. It's not even close. Yes, it's not. And if you are inquiring that why it is not, please keep your eyes into this video for the next 10 minutes to get your answer and your perspective clear. So, today's session I'm going to describe in very simple and layman's language so that everyone can understand and relate the Indian economy. So the first topic that I'm going to cover is to highlight the dependency of India on China. That is how their trade business actually works or their trading market actually works. Next I will be moving to how and what can be done in order to stop these. But these policies can also have an impact on Indian trading market economy. And finally, the fourth part of this discussion concerns the steps and policies that should be taken in order to make India Atmanirbhar Bharat or vocal for local. So starting with, we need to know that how much exactly in average term, how much Indian economy is dependent on Chinese economy or on China, and why it is impossible to boycott Chinese good immediately, like in the short run. Now, we all have consciously have bought some of the Chinese product in our lifetime. Why? We need to ask this question now. The answer is very simple. The Chinese market or the Chinese products that we buy generally, they are more or less of a decent quality and they are cheaper as compared to the other products. So being a rational consumer, we always tend to buy them, the Chinese product. Now let us look at the other sectors, that is the consumer goods. If we take a look at the LED bulbs. Now LED bulbs, we all generally use it because it consumes lesser amount of energy as compared to other CFLs or bulbs. So this LED, it has got 30 to 40% inputs to be imported from China. Although the manufacturing and the assembly units are in India, but 30 to 40% of inputs are coming from China. Now, one of the leading companies or manufacturing companies of India is the pharmaceutical industry. It's really big. Now, in this leading industry also, almost 2/3 of inputs are coming from China. With the help of them, the final product are reaching us. Next is the mobile company industry. It's again a very big industry and it is approximately 2 lakh crore market. Out of which 70 to 72% is the Chinese share. Now, you can even Google it right now. You can see the top 5 brands of India. Out of 5, the 4 belongs to China or Chinese companies. Not even this, the smart TV market, which is almost 25,000 crore market, of which also the maximum share belongs to China. So you can see, even for the basic needs, we are so much dependent on China, even for the little bit of inputs. Now, these are all the industries and the markets we have mentioned. Now let me also highlight the investment market of China. Recently, there has been a huge, massive amount of investment in India in order to build some Chinese companies. And this increase in investment from China especially has increased from 2014. Let me give you a statistic. In 2014, the Chinese investment in India was $1.6 billion And in 2019, the investment has increased to $8 billion. So 1.6 to $8 billion. You do the maths and from there you can easily calculate how much of the Chinese investments are here. Now, as I have mentioned, the top 5 mobile phone companies. So this Xiaomi has got 7 industry plants in India. Now, this is not a bad thing. Let me tell you why. These 7 companies, in all these 7 companies, it requires people to work. So, these companies, although these are Chinese companies, but these are providing employment in our country. This is also known as FDI, Foreign Direct Investment. So, this is a good thing. It provides us employment. Even in the automobile industry, large share belongs to China. So, we have seen that most of the industries, companies, markets, largest share or shareholder is the China. So what to do? How can we control it? So the broader 2 objective, the broader 2 policies through which we can put an end to this. Number 1 is to increase the tariff or import quota, and number 2 is the domestic production. So these are the 2 immediate things that we can do right now, but not so immediate. Let me tell you why. So if you increase the tariff or import quota, it doesn't affect the government. It does not affect the middleman. Whom it affects the most? The end consumers. You and me. People like us gets infected by these policies. Because due to this tariff and import quota, the ultimate price of that simple product is increased. And the final consumers have to pay or have to bear the total cost. So this is not a solution. The second point that I have mentioned is the domestic production. Now, in the short run, if we talk about, immediately replacing China is not possible. Because India does not have the respective amount of resources and the other inputs that it requires to produce the final product. So that is why domestic production cannot be done on an immediate basis. Let us also look at the import and export that India have with China. The export that we do to China, that is India's export to China, is $300 million. However, the amount of import we do from China, India's import from China, is $4.5 billion. So again, there is a huge trade gap which has to be filled. So that is why immediately in the short run we can't do something which will solve this problem. Now moving on, we all use Paytms, Snapdeal, Zomato, Swiggy, Ola. Well, in all these companies or the startup, the maximum share is again the Chinese company. Mainly in China, there are 2 companies who have their biggest share in Indian startups. Number 1 is Alibaba and number 2 is Tencent. Although these 2 are rivals to each other, but they have a highest share in all these companies. Paytm has got a highest share of China. So is the Snapdeal. So is the Zomato. These are backed by the Alibaba and the Ola, Byju's, Swiggy. These things, in all these companies, the maximum share has been backed by Tencent, again a Chinese company. So you must be thinking that why not it is possible to stop the import from China, isn't it? Many of you must be thinking that we can do the simple step and just put an end to import from China. Well, India can't do that as well. Why? Because India is a part of WTO, World Trade Organizations. And it has, in this World Trade Organization, there has been mention about the 2 clauses. Number 1 is the MFN or Most Favored Nations, and number 2 is National Treatment or Rule of Origin. Now, in this national treatment, it states that whenever a country is importing a product or commodity from other country, that imported commodity has to be treated at par with the other domestic products. Means we cannot discriminate between an imported product and the domestic product. So we cannot just highlight, so right now we cannot highlight and target one particular commodity which is being imported from China. It is against WTO clause. So that is why completely boycotting Chinese product in the short run is not possible, just not possible. However, we have noticed and come to know that many people are there who are burning their smart TVs or products from China. Now these things are all very emotional factor, but when we talk about economy, emotional factor cannot be there to solve the real issues. So now we know that the startups that are growing in India are huge, and these all startups are getting funded from these Chinese companies, Alibaba or Tencent. Now if the government suddenly changes its policies, it is going to affect the startups, their fundings. So ultimately, if the startups are getting affected, the jobs are getting affected. People are getting unemployed. People will be unemployed, if not now. And if unemployment is increased, that means the output is reducing. And if output is reducing, that implies the GDP of India is reducing. Now, if you talk about this standoff, that because of this standoff, many people are getting rivalrous towards this China and their Chinese product. Now, we need to understand that China and Pakistan, these two have done the more or less the similar things to India regarding war. But these two countries, China and Pakistan, they are very much different, both in respect to geopolitics or real politics. So that is why the government of India should be very much careful in order to take steps in this standoff between China and Indian army. Even the neighboring countries, including Bangladesh, Nepal, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, so these all countries have inclined towards China. So in this scenario, India should make some strong alliances in order to tackle this situation. Now, one way to neutralize China is to liberalize their growing startups in India. Now, let me also highlight that not just India is dependent on China like this, but all other countries. The whole world is dependent on China because China is the hub of manufacturing for the electronics. It's inseparable. That is why many countries are dependent on China, not just India, and it is impossible to boycott China. Let me give you an example. Suppose you have two smartphones. One, and both the smartphones have the same features. Now one smartphone is of 10,000 rupees and the other smartphone is, let's say, 19,000 rupees. So being a rational consumer, and especially in this lockdown area where many people don't have any source of income, so which mobile do you think they will prefer? The cheaper one. The mobile phone which is costing rupees 10,000, right? Because the features more or less are same. That is where the China is winning. In respect to this example, let me highlight you a real scenario that had just taken place a few days back. In Amazon, there was a sale of OnePlus. Many of you must have noticed it. So this sale of OnePlus phone went off within a few minutes. The stock got over. So you can see that within these few minutes, all the stock of phones are sold out. Sold out to whom? To us, Indians. We are buying them till now. So that is the thing. So these are the real examples from where we can get an idea that it is not possible to boycott China altogether. At least in the short run, it is not possible. Now, whenever we are replacing a thing it needs to be substituted by another. So India needs to produce it, that is, the domestic production needs to be increased, which is not possible in the short run. India will replace all of its import from China, but it requires some time. And this some time is nothing but the long run we are talking about. In the short run, we cannot do anything. And this emotional factor is not going to help us. So now is the time that India should take up some of these strategies, some of the unique and effective strategies in this short run, so that it can overcome this period of crisis. So this is all about today's discussion regarding boycotting Chinese good and risking Indian economy. I hope you have liked this session, and if you have, please let us know by writing your thinking and your idea that what are the points you think through which we can overcome and deal with this situation. Waiting for your comments, and thank you for watching this. Stay tuned to Economicspedia. Thank you.